Hi, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the Irish Wrestling Podcast. I'm glad to be joined today by the one and only Mr. Luke Barry, aka Marion Armstrong, podcaster, commentator, comedian, actor. There's a list here. Jericho owns probably a list of everything he does.
Chancer,
Luke,
bullshitter,
yeah,
faker.
welcome to the Irish Rat. I know you've previously been on with us for the top of the pods with Phil
Mhm.
and Tom. So this is the wrestling side. Now we were talking about Andy Kaufman before the Hall of Fame
Yeah.
back in April. So we're here to talk about RCW and your own podcast.
Yes,
First of
yes.
all, just to start off with a bit of somber news to drop today. Just the sad news about the Iron Sheik passing away.
I know. That's
Very,
so
very
sad.
sad news.
Yeah.
What do you have any memories of him, or did you go back
Um,
and watch any of his stuff?
I was a big Sheik fan growing up.
Yeah,
I guess I was a big Hulk Hogan fan. So you can't tell the Hulk Hogan story without telling the Iron Sheik story.
yeah.
It's what created Hulkamania effectively was Sheik putting him over.
Yeah,
And the character of the Iron Sheik is what kind of captivated, I guess, people our age and younger. His Twitter personality, his shoot interview personality, going on the Howard Stern show, and him
yeah,
being
yeah,
such an extravagant character is what I kind of liked about the Iron Sheik. But he's just genuine, tough,
yeah,
charismatic shoot wrestler, basically, who I think had it all in a business where you had to have it all at that time. He could talk, he was interesting,
hmm,
he looked legitimately tough and was legitimately
yeah,
tough and was a madman.
yeah. He
And
won like
that's
gold medals and
yeah,
actual grappling wrestling proper, like,
yeah,
and he was a tough motherfucker, and he lived his character as well. Like, it's very
100%.
rare you see him do any old interviews or anything, and even till now, I know he wasn't running his Twitter account. Somebody
Mhm.
was, but they were still running it just in
But
character the whole time.
I responded to somebody on Twitter today saying that like his Twitter presence of the fact that it wasn't him running his Twitter account
Hmm.
shows how intelligent he actually is. Like someone who's as brand aware as he is, he knows that the Iron Sheik is his business
Hmm.
and he sold it like a business in that you hire in somebody to sell your business for you online.
Yeah,
He had somebody to do that for him and sell the business and respond to people like it was the business and grow it. And that's exactly what happened. He had this completely new career in the last, say, 10 years as a
yeah,
result of that. And it's amazing. It's great to see. It's so
yeah. It's
sad that
sad
he's
that I
gone.
know he was a great age, though, 81. Like,
Yeah, and a great life.
yeah, I'm hopefully it was peaceful. Hopefully he wasn't
Mhm.
sick or anything. I didn't hear anything of him being sick or anything, so I'm
To
hoping.
be fair, I'm not sure anything he's done ever was peaceful.
Yeah.
So it's like no, incredible, man.
Yeah, brilliant. Rest in peace, Iron
Mhm.
Sheik. Okay, so one of the main things we're here to talk about is this a weekend upcoming show, RCW's Hooked on a Feeling.
What a dramatic weekend it's turning out to be.
What a fucking show this is going to be. First of all, let me shout out to actually whoever decided they picked the name Hooked on a Feeling, because that song is the song myself and Liz entered the reception to our wedding for. I
Really
was obsessed with that song from Reservoir Dogs,
great song.
and her
Yeah.
surname was Phelan, Pheln. So we were hooked. I
Oh
was hooked on a
yeah,
feeling.
that's great.
Yeah, so that we entered that, and I
That's
think the place
brilliant.
went mad whenever the Ooga Chaka started up because nobody knew what we were coming out
Yeah,
to. We kept it private. So
that's
yeah,
brilliant.
we're delighted that that's the name of it. First of all, what the fuck is going on with this card? This card is like, worthy of fucking a pay-per-view main event
Yeah,
status. Like, there's so many big matches on it. Like, I know you're not in management side of things and
mhm.
you're behind the scenes. So do you have any idea of whose brainchild this was? Who decided, like, we
It's
need to put these two matches together? And
it's very much general manager Billy Bedlam and Dino putting this one together. Uh, it was a big card anyway.
mm-hmm.
Like it was a massive card going into this, and then with the news of the Kino happening,
Yeah,
it got even bigger with the announcement of the RCW Championship being put on the line for this card.
yeah.
It's incredible.
So
It's
what was there a championship? Like, I know they announced the tag team titles.
So the
Uh,
championship was something that was in the pipeline. As to the
yeah,
best of my knowledge, this is something that was going to be announced at either this show or the next show.
right.
But with it being the last show in the Kino, it was important to RCW management to pay the due respect to the Kino.
Okay.
And what better place to have a historic moment like the first RCW champion, then on the potentially final night in the Kino.
Yeah.
So
It'll be
we're
emotional night now. I know
going to be emotional.
for yourself. I know with Butch being involved now in the main event.
Yeah, I think I'm a big fan of Butch. Obviously,
yeah, well,
we were a tag team for a number of years.
yeah.
I cannot wait to see this. My first time walking into the Kino as a babyface, pardon the pun, was with Butch. I had a main event against Butch in the Kino, to actually commentate a match where he's in the main event wrestling for the first ever championship is going to be emotional. I'm supposed to stay.
You're biased.
I'm supposed to be not on anyone's side. I'm very much Team Butch going into this one.
Are you surprised that it was LJ and Charlie Sterling involved in this? Because I know when they announced the card, it was Raven and Reardon, and whenever he said something about, they're going to announce that, or he held up the title, I was like, Jesus, maybe there's going to be an all Cork main event. Or I know Charlie and LJ, like on its own, that's a fucking match which could be match of the year, just the two of them against each other.
I think you can't. Slightly, yeah. I suppose Charlie Sterling being thrown into the mix is a little bit of a wild card.
Yeah.
But if you have a world class star like Charlie Sterling there, why not put them into the main event position like this? I think people can say he may not have earned his place in RCW, but he certainly earned his place in wrestling and in Irish wrestling.
Yeah.
So LJ Cleary is a no-brainer. He's undefeated in RCW. Charlie Sterling technically is undefeated in RCW, I guess. He's making his debut. And you have Butch Armstrong, who I think is probably the fan favorite. He's the MVP. He's the life and soul of Cork wrestling at this stage. So it's an interesting one. You have this invading force in Charlie Sterling. Will he sneak away in his debut as the champion? I'd say he'd be pelted with chairs if that happened in the Kino.
Maybe he'll still have to come back and defend us. We'll get to see him again if he wins it, though.
Yeah,
but
that would be interesting to see.
It would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I couldn't call it. I can't call it at all.
It's a hard one to call.
It would be emotional for everybody if it was Butch.
I think so.
But
I think LJ as well, because the Cork fans have had such a roller coaster with LJ.
Since he came back, as when he left the Saviors,
he was the most hated man in Cork at one point.
I know, it's crazy.
Easily one of the most loved. LJ Cleary for me is the best wrestler in the country.
Oh yeah.
So I think that this match can't do anything but deliver the emotion, the athleticism, the actual drama of it on the night. It's the final night in the Kino. RCW Championship on the line, three of the best in Ireland going head to head for it. I think I'm already excited about it. On Saturday, I'm going to be bouncing off the walls.
Right.
You'll definitely hear me commentating out loud.
I definitely will. We normally do. Like, I think you're maybe slightly a bit louder this time.
I think so.
Just behold yourself. Just in case anything happens, you have to stay outside. Let him.
I know.
Take it on. Don't go on and hug him until he's ready for
it. Hug him in the middle of the match.
No, we're not going to say that he's going to win or not, but just in case anything happens.
If he does, I will cry.
Well, don't forget it's a triple threat. So I'm presuming it's triple threat rules. Anything goes.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. I didn't think of that.
You could get involved.
Yeah, I could. A couple of cannonballs.
Bring out the fucking baseball bat.
For the lads. Not on Disney.
So obviously the rest of the fucking matches that are going to be epic. Or like I said, we mentioned Raven and Reardon are going to be a fucking hard hitting match. Yep. A lot of bitterness going into this match.
I think the only reason Raven Creed isn't involved in the championship picture is because this is such a personal issue between the two of them. Their interest is not towards the championship or towards RCW at this stage. This seems like a personal issue between the two of them, and I don't know why anyone in their right mind would want to get personal at Raven Creed, but Reardon O'Connor seems to want that, and he's going to pay for it. I think
it's a different Reardon O'Connor than we first.
I think so. Bit more serious, bit more bitter.
This double is making him less smoother than it used to be.
I think so. The smoothness is gone, replaced with this bitter edge. He came on commentary with me on the last show, and he seemed to have nothing nice to say about Raven Creed. There was the occasional compliment for LJ Cleary, but for Raven Creed, I think there's a jealousy there.
All right.
Looking forward to seeing it.
He's jealous of her hair, maybe. I don't know.
Possibly, actually, yeah.
Speaking of hair, we've got a blonde versus blonde match. Leighton Buzzard against the new and improved Danny Cross. Jay is now dead. This match is
Again,
going to be fucking
that could main
epic.
event any card in the
Any
country.
promotion in Ireland, in the UK. I mean, this is I don't even know how people are going to top this match. Like if this is, I don't even know where in the card this is going to be. Is it
I
going to
think
open the show?
this is your follow that match.
Yeah,
When this match happens, everything after it has to. Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'll be able to speak fast enough to call this match.
Are you on your own commentary? Is Billy with you? Or
but
Justy
Billy's with me for
around?
this one. Justy's not around for this one. I think he hates me. I think that's all it is. But Billy Bedlam will be on commentary with me. He'll obviously be ring announcing as well, so there'll be little bits of in between where I'm on my own. But that's fine. I can Joey Styles ECW and do it all on my own.
You can handle it. You can handle it. You're used to it now. How actually, before we go on to the rest of the card, how have you handled commentary since you've come back? You know, outside of wrestling for a while, and you've come back. Is it natural?
I'm settling into it.
Yeah.
I did little bits of commentary in the past for CCW, kind of in character more than anything else. Like I did it as a heel commentator when I was Mr. Knockout, Marion Armstrong, and coming out and badmouthing the good guys, saying nice things, that kind of stuff. But now it's very much me, my opinions, my thoughts, and I love it. I love nothing more than getting to talk about wrestling. I love nothing more than getting to big up Irish wrestling, and I get to do all of that all the time from 5 meters away from the action now. It's fantastic. It's the best job in the world for me. I never stop talking anyway.
Yeah.
So it's perfect, really.
How hot is it in that corner?
Very.
Because there's so much equipment around you. Like you've got obviously your own stuff for the commentary. You've got all the fucking sound stuff.
Beyond next to us doing all the sound stuff.
Yeah.
All my gear, these microphones, which actually has a Justy sticker on it. And I don't think you can see it, but it says "I'm not a mermaid," Justy, which came free with a T-shirt before. So even when he's not with me, he's with me.
He's always there. He'll always be there.
Exactly, he'll always be here. But I think I'm settling into commentary well. The first show I had a little bit of nerves, and I think we spoke about this. I wrote too much notes for it, and I got all the notes out in the first maybe 10 seconds of each match. Yeah. And then after that, I kind of felt free. So I knew that since everything had kicked off with the first show, after that, I was more free to just follow the story, talk about what's happening, my own opinions, my own thoughts, all that kind of stuff. And it's very much Luke Barry.
Yeah. Like you've got the experience of being in the business, and you're kind of predicting in your head how the match is going to go and what's coming next, kind of stuff.
I prefer not to know what's happening.
Yeah.
That's the thing. To get surprised by it. I love having a natural reaction.
Yeah.
Being method towards it, I suppose. But I'm enjoying it. I love getting to go out and interact with the crowd at the start of the show as well, and that kind of stuff, because I'm an attention seeker. Why not get in front of the audience? It's fun to be in a different role to what I used to be. I'm loving having my own name back. I went as Marion Armstrong for so long that it was strange, because I did so many podcasts and did all these things that fans were calling me Luke anyway. And if you listen back to the thing that Tom did, the Phoenix roundup after Phoenix closed down, almost everyone calls me Luke in that. So there was no real point in me coming back in a commentary position and being Marion Armstrong if everyone was calling me Luke anyway. So I said, I'd be Luke, the commentator who likes to have fun and enjoy things. I can allude to my history if I need to. I refer to myself as the babyface Luke Barry.
Maybe in a fancy dress Halloween show, you come back as...
I come back in the camo with
the
a baseball bat.
Luke Marion Armstrong.
I'd love it. That's my one regret in wrestling, is that I didn't get a heel run to finish out the career. I'd have loved it.
Oh, I won't say it.
It'll never happen again. I could manage somebody. If there's any promoters out there who want a big dirty heel manager, I'm your guy.
There we go, people watching the show. This clip right now is going out on Twitter tomorrow. Anybody wants Luke Barry, he's that way. When I edit it, he'll be that way. He's your manager. He's got the gift of the gab. He can have a prop under his arm. It doesn't have to be a tennis racket. It could be anything.
Walking stick. When I used to manage Butch, I used to come out with a walking stick.
There you go. Perfect. Speaking of heels, back to the show itself, we've got another triple threat that's announced. Renzo, Rose, CBL, and Matt Schuyler. Another triple threat, obviously triple threat rules match. You got to see Renzo Rose on the last show. How did you think? What do you think of him?
Renzo Rose is fantastic. Renzo Rose is the perfect wrestler, in my opinion. He's fundamentally sound, great in the ring, incredible presence, and the crowd want to see him lose. That's money straight away. And I think he just oozes star quality, oozes professionalism, and getting to commentate his matches was incredible. I got up into the ring to interview him afterwards, and he basically just told me to fuck off. that's fine. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. But he's the real deal.
He is. We've got to see him a few times now, and we were at the seminar for the School of Wrestling there, and you get to see him in action, like outside of his character. It's just he's so, his work ethic is phenomenal, and
you can see
he can talk.
Oh yeah,
English isn't his first language, but you believe everything he says. Like when he insults people, you just believe that's what he thinks of that person.
He stops and he talks, and everything he says means something. And it's incredible to see. I love seeing people like that. Matt Schuyler is an incredible Cork talent as well. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see the reaction that Renzo Rose, how much he gets booed coming up against Matt Schuyler and CBL in the Kino.
CBL. He's having a phenomenal year. I think he's had championship matches. Like I think his last 4 matches have been for the junior heavyweight championship in singles and triple threats. I think
he's very much an MVP of RCW as well.
He's
so over. Taking them in.
Yeah. Who throws ham sandwiches into the crowd and everybody loves it? Like,
I think you see him at the merch stand giving ham sandwiches with his 8x10s and his t-shirts. That's brilliant.
Brilliant. Like, who thinks of that? Like, but I think one of the matches after, I'm not sure, was it? I think it was in the last show, because we did a watch along of the last show.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure somebody slipped on a ham sandwich on the way out to the ring. Like, where would you get it?
That's brilliant.
Fucking class. Also, speaking of Renzo Rose, they have some sort of affiliation with the Sem, who's making his debut in Cork. Have you seen him in action? Have you seen?
I've seen the Sem. I've been watching him obviously on OTT, and I saw him against Raven Creed in Hard Knocks at the show that I went down with yourself.
Yeah.
He's everything I like in a wrestler. It's absurdist, it's theatrical, it's entertaining, it's everything I wish I could still do in wrestling. It's just it's both wrestling and a theatrical version of wrestling at the same time. It's incredible. Everything about him to me is, if I was still a booker, he'd be my main project. I love that kind of a wrestler, and I was hoping that they do a lot with him in Cork. I hope the Cork crowd get behind him so that he can come back to Cork more.
It'll be hard not to.
He's so good.
People have described him like he always like a silent actor. It's like that Charlie Chaplin thing where he does everything just without saying a word, and
his
you believe.
Are fantastic.
He doesn't.
That match he had with Raven Creed and Hard Knocks was one of the most batshit, entertaining, fantastic matches I've seen. A big fan of Raven Creed, obviously, as well, but that match made me a huge fan of the Sem as well.
Yeah, brilliant. And
what's he going to do though? What's he there to do?
Who knows? We could have Charlie and Sam in the one ring at the one time.
Box versus bag.
What's in the bag? What's in the box?
Yeah.
Fuck knows what's going to be in it. I know you're a little bit scared of Mr. Charlie, so maybe Sam will help you out there.
Terrifying. Have you ever had a man? Have you woken up in the middle of the night with a man standing over your bed demanding you sing them a song? No, you have not. Yes, I have.
Yeah. Well, if you woke up with a Sam standing over your bed,
that would be more terrifying. Actually, would it? I don't know. I think I'd be less afraid of the Sam in that way than Mr. Charlie.
Well, Mr. Charlie, at least he talks.
That's
Sam
true.
Doesn't say a word. You're just staring at you, and he's like, what do you want?
It's a frightening experience. I don't want to think about it,
actually. Lastly, nothing else is announced that I'm aware of. I know Dino's having his open challenge again.
Dino in the Kino.
Is that going to be the last Dino in the Kino?
Well, that's the thing.
Something else.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to get wherever the next venue is. Yeah, I'm sure Dino will find something. He's a creative guy. But yeah, he lost against Renzo Rose in the first Dino and
Yeah,
the Keno Open Challenge, so he's obviously hoping for a big win here. He seemed a little bit shook by the loss at the last show, so hopefully he can recover and smash the shit out of whoever he's against this time.
let's hope so.
Yeah,
Any inclination like with the Keno? Like, do you think the new management will stay as the Keno? I know there was talk
I
previously about them knocking that building altogether in
there
Milton,
was plans
student
to turn it into
accommodation. Yeah,
apartments. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know what the plan is at the moment. I think like you hear things. I think there's a rumor that it's another events company is going in there.
right.
Whether they'll take wrestling is another thing altogether. There's a lot of like I know from experience, there's plenty of places won't take wrestling
Yeah,
because they don't understand it. It's such a niche thing. There's a kind of like a snobbishness towards it.
there completely is. Like people just, oh, it's not real. Like what
Yes,
is real? Like
yeah,
what is
but
real?
they'd be happily show a film there. They'd be
Yeah,
happily have theater there.
theater. It's like what's the same
Yeah,
fucking thing? Like
we I know myself and Billy Bedlam, we were running Phoenix and we did that show on 48 hours notice a few years back. We were looking for a venue in Cork and we went into the granary in Cork and we said hi. Like I worked in theatre most of my life, so I kind
yeah,
of expected a bit of backup from the theatre community when I'm looking for a venue. Went into the granary, goes, hi, we're looking to rent a place for a wrestling show. Wrestling. This snobbish, this Bedlam literally just turned around and went, fuck this, walked out the door, just at the snobbishness of we were gutted. But that's one theatre, it's not the theatre community.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you come up against that a little bit when you're trying to get venues for wrestling, which is unfortunate when there's not a lot of
There's
venues
not.
in the country. There's
No, there's not.
it's
Even
difficult.
OTT, whenever like
Yeah.
besides the ringside and National Stadium when they have a bigger shows, like
Mhm. Plenty
there's
of
not many.
hotels, nothing for the people who stay in them to do.
Yeah, that's it. Like they have big rooms in hotels. Like
Yeah.
a lot of hotels are. I know locally here in the Com, they got rid of the Jack Doyle room, like
Yeah.
which they had. Phoenix. So the Phoenix have a show there.
Phoenix did a show there, yeah.
CCW had a show there as well, did they not?
CCW didn't.
No, but
No.
like that's gone now as well. So that's never
Yeah.
going to be an option for anybody doing anything up there. Never mind
Yeah.
wrestling. Like,
And that's a
and a
great
lot
like
of
there used to
hotels
be
are doing that.
they used to do boxing up
Yeah,
there as well and stuff, and it was a great venue for that. But events rooms and event centers and stuff aren't they're not a thing anymore, really. It's
no.
strange
Well,
because there's definitely a business there. I think it's from working in hospitality myself, I know it's probably an insurance issue. Like
yeah, yeah.
having stuff like that drives insurance way up. But I think the country needs a big rethink on these kind of things because there's not a whole lot of theater venues around anymore, even or arts and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
like what chance does wrestling have if theater doesn't have venues?
Is there anywhere like has Billy looked around? There's any else we
Yeah,
look around
Bedlam's
for?
looking around, but I don't think there's anything confirmed. I guess that's more for him to
Yeah, yeah.
give an answer on. I kind of have an idea of a few places he's looking in. But as I say, I don't think there's anything officially. I think he's some places like 90 to 95% confirmed, but I'm sure he'll have an announcement on that when he's ready. Pay attention to the
Pay
RCW
attention. I hope
Twitter
so.
and Instagram.
It'd be a shame if there's no wrestling in Cork.
Yeah.
'Cause
Now, the other thing is we could very well get back into the Keno with the new.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ideally, I think in an ideal world, because the feeling in the Keno is incredible. We always call it the home of Cork wrestling, and it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's just say so, it's not a big massive venue.
No.
It's exactly what it needs to be
Mhm.
for Cork wrestling. It's
And the
nice and
feeling in
close.
there, the sound in there, it's
Yeah, it's the sound is
so
brilliant
nice.
in there.
Yeah.
Regardless of the change rooms, the sound in there is brilliant.
Yeah, the change rooms are awful. I'm sure if anyone's watching, they've heard wrestlers give out about that. There is no change rooms really, but it's that's part of the charm, I suppose.
Right. We're looking forward to it this Saturday at the Keno. If you haven't already got your tickets, go get them now. Or maybe even show up at the door on the day on Saturday. Hopefully there'll still
We'll
tickets
sort
there.
you out. We look after you.
Yeah. There'll be fit everybody in as much as we can.
Yep.
If it is a goodbye to the Keno, we want to send it off in a big way. Hopefully there'll be a sing along at the end.
Of course.
It's a tradition now at this stage.
Yeah. Hooked on a feeling, I'm guessing.
Well, good check of that. And just a quick word from our sponsor, manscaped.com. Again, thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring the podcast. Go to manscaped.com, go to checkout, use the code IWE20, get 20% off, free worldwide shipping. The new Manscaped 4.0 performance package includes the Lawnmower 4.0, the ball deodorant, the travel bag, which includes the new 2.0 nose and hair trimmer, the weed whacker. This time of the year, it's summer, it's all sweaty, everybody's sweaty everywhere. Shave the pits, shave the chest, shave down below. It's got a little LED light. If it's too dark, get in there to the dark, deepest crevices of your crotch and shave those balls. Again, thanks again to manscaped.com for sponsoring our podcast. Go to the checkout IW20, 20% off, free worldwide shipping. So you've relaunched your own podcast. What are we calling it? Is what's
wrong with ya?
What's wrong with ya? Not like what's wrong with Luke Barry or
no, what's wrong with ya with Luke Barry?
Yeah.
So
what's the premise?
The premise is kind of exactly what it says on the tin. I was diagnosed recently with an anxiety disorder, and when I was, my doctor told me basically that I need to put myself out more in social situations because I'm inclined to just not bother. I'm inclined to stay in a room, stay with my family, not go outside, not talk to people. This is kind of partially why I'm trying to get back involved in wrestling, trying to go to more shows, all that kind of stuff. And I realized that I don't really have the time to go to as many things as I want.
Mm-hmm.
So my aim is to talk to as many people as I can via technology, have them come to my house when we record, go to someone else's house. So easy things. It's easy to have a conversation with people nowadays. So why not use the tools that we're given? So every Friday, I'll be doing my own podcast, which is on my own talking, figuring out things that went wrong during the week, things that are interesting that I saw during the week, and just having a, I suppose, comical chat about it and trying to, what I keep saying is try and sort out what's up here,
and
put it out there. It's not a big mental health podcast, but it's a way for me to sort out my mental health, basically.
Kind of like
but
therapy.
Monthly, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But monthly, I'll be interviewing people, interesting people who I think I can learn something from, or I think I'll be interested in. Last week, I interviewed my secondary school best friend, Dwayne Dugan, who is also a successful comedian, graphic designer, creative guy, basically, who used to be the ring announcer for Phoenix Wrestling. He's designed wrestling gear for most of your favorite wrestlers, basically. And he wrote the Just Take Care song for Zack Ryder with me.
Yeah, yeah.
And he runs Gerry Comedy in Wheelands. So I chatted to him, kind of tried to make him uncomfortable and ask him weird questions and stuff. And it's a fun little chat. But I thought chatting to him helps me figure out more why I'm the way I am and stuff like that. So that's the aim, really, is to have these conversations so that people can listen to them. And if anyone's going through what I'm going through, or even if they're not, they'll be entertained by it, hopefully. The weekly one is kind of less mental healthy and less that kind of stuff. The weekly one is more me just expressing myself and having a bit of a laugh. And if that topic comes up, that topic comes up.
And is the topic something that you make a list of stuff that you want to talk about?
Kind
or
of.
Are you asking people? I know you do. You ask people online as well.
I ask people online for what they want to talk about as well, because I think it's important for me anyway to be socializing.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to, if I'm doing a podcast like this, to hear what other people want and hear what other people want to talk about. And I try and get as much of it in as I can. Like last week, I did a 20-minute podcast, and I think it was like 9 minutes of it were me answering people's questions, and they're fun questions. Like, it's not like nobody's saying like, how are you coping with your anxiety?
Yeah.
It's all stupid stuff. Like, what was it? What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? What's the cringiest thing that you've ever done? That's fun. I love.
What is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
The most embarrassing thing that is a tough question. So what I answered on the podcast last week, because it was actually, what's the cringiest thing you can think of or something, it was a question. And what I answered was, I once broke up with a girl and told her that the doctor told me to do it. And I thought this was a great thing to do.
Oh no.
And then afterwards you're leaving and you're like, she don't fucking believe that.
No.
She's a really nice girl and everything. She didn't deserve it. I should have just been honest, but yeah.
And was this a GP doctor? Did you have to describe what kind of doctor it was?
Well, what I said was, I told her that basically I'm after taking on too much. I have college, I have work, I have I was acting as well at the same time. I was on tour with acting. And the doctor told me I have to cut something out of my life. Obviously, I can't cut out work. Obviously, I can't cut out college. So unfortunately, like you didn't make the cut, basically.
You
And I
acting
thought,
or you?
yeah. And I went, this is a great plan. She obviously, if a doctor told me to do it, she can't argue with it. And then I was literally on the walk home. She took it really well. She was like, okay, if that's what you need to do. And on the walk home, I was like, that was the dumbest lie I've ever told in my life. Um,
Have
that's
you
the only thing
have
I
you
could.
ever spoken to her since?
Yeah,
Oh, you
yeah,
have.
I would have been good friends with her for years
All
afterwards.
right, right.
That's the thing. Like, I'm married now, obviously, so it's not now, but I instantly regretted it, and I was like obsessed with her for ages afterwards. But I messed up. um, but I don't like that's the kind of thing I can think of that's embarrassing because I don't really have shame. Um,
Yeah.
so like anything that would have happened publicly, I wouldn't be actually embarrassed over, ashamed over anything.
No, well,
Just
when
just
you're on stage or in the ring or something, getting nervous in public and something bad happening to you in public,
I've had
something
my
you can
pants
brush
rip
off.
on stage a few times, all right, stuff
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
happened to me a few times
Yeah,
at weddings and stuff.
I'll just turn
Split
it
up.
into something. I'll
Just
make it a whole thing.
just keep going. Just keep dancing.
Yeah, I've lived the life I've lived. Me and Dwayne, who I interviewed last week, went on RTE on Eurostar in character
He
to
didn't.
purposely bad, trying to get on television. But
Did
we
you?
got on television.
How long ago was that?
I was 17 or 18, so what's that? 14, 15, 17 years ago, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you find them? Did you save the video? Have you still
Yeah,
clips of it?
I think it might be on YouTube. I'm not sure. Either way, remind me. I'll send it to you because it is funny.
Hang on a
We
minute.
went.
It's going to be overlaid right now.
No, please no. We went down in sleeveless white shirts and sang "Help" by the Beatles. We like doing
Uh,
this kind of stuff, but on purpose. It was bad, but they put us through.
what?
Like we actually Dwayne like
Who
on
was the
television.
judges? Linda Martin,
Brendan O'Connor, Linda Martin, and
Bill Coulter. No,
possibly I can't remember who the
is
other
it
judge was.
what year? Who won it that year? Was it fucking? Wasn't Mickey Joe? Was it?
No, I think it was a year after that, or maybe 2 years after that. But it was we got through anyway to this. So you have to do like two auditions before the
Yeah,
judges, and we got that far. At this stage, we'd been interviewed by Sheila Shoga and everything, and we were told to sing in the corridor, and we'd kind of been keeping the gimmick and making people think we were serious and all that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
stuff. And we got into the judges, we did it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we actually find you funny, lads." And I think we needed 2 votes. I think it was either 4 judges and we needed 3 votes, or there was 3 judges and we needed 2 votes. And we got the right amount of votes, but me being a loudmouth and idiot, I said Linda Martin said no to us basically, and I said we're not leaving here unless we get a yes off Linda Martin. And then all the judges got annoyed with us, and they all took back their votes, and we got no votes and didn't get through to the next round.
Brilliant.
At this stage, they'd been talking to us about coming to our hometowns to film, asking about our schedule, would we be able to come on for live shows and all that kind of stuff. And we were like, yeah, yeah. And then I decided to pull that fucking thing.
Oh
And
no.
Dwayne has never forgiven me for
Oh, he didn't know that was
it.
part of it.
No, no, no.
Oh
I just
shit.
started going off.
Oh
And
no.
at the at my wedding, Dwayne did the speech, a best man speech, and he talked about that. And at the end of it, whipped off his jacket, and he had the sleeveless white shirt underneath there. But it's brilliant.
Yeah,
So that's for most people would be their most embarrassing moment, but
I'm
I love it.
definitely
I love
looking for that.
it.
Once this interview's finished, I'm going to find
I
it.
definitely have it on a Google Drive somewhere anyway. If it's not on YouTube, so I'll send it to you anyway.
Brilliant. Before we leave you go, we're talking about editing this video. You've been editing all the RCW stuff yourself. You've been obviously doing commentary. Like,
Mhm.
is that something that you picked up randomly, or something that you trained in to
I
do? Or
studied film and video production in St. John's with Phil Connolly, who's on this
yeah,
channel
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
So I would have been in his class in college. And I kind of I'd been doing it before that anyway. Like I would have me and Dwayne, who I interviewed on my podcast last week, would have made a lot of stuff, releasing DVDs and making sketches and that kind of stuff when we were teenagers. So I kind of picked it up from that. So I started editing stuff in college, doing little bits here and there, making promo videos. I would have edited all the CCW promos that would have been
Yeah.
released back in the day. It would have been me. A lot of the Phoenix ones would have been me. Actually, I think maybe all. No, there was some of the lads we hired in Twisted Vision to do a lot of the Phoenix ones, but then some of the actual just school promos would have been
Yeah.
done by me. And I'm currently working with Rubicon Heritage in Cork as well, where I film and edit a lot of their social media videos. I was promoted recently to their official social media content creator. So it's literally my job to make little
Podcast,
videos now for
edit and
online
stuff. That's
podcasts.
brilliant.
And yeah, so it's good to get that as a job. But yeah, I've kind of been doing it since I'm about 14, 15 now, really. I'm not doing the RCW shows anymore because it was taking up way too much of my time.
Oh, you're not doing them anymore now?
No, I'm not editing them. They like with my job, I have a video every week pretty much and a podcast
Yeah.
every week to go up, plus my own podcast to then have to edit a 3 hour show
Yeah.
that's shot with three cameras and like three microphones and stuff as well. I was like, nah, I can't do that anymore. It was a lot of work to do it.
Yeah.
If I had nothing else to do, I'd have it done in a day or two. But on top of all that work, wasn't possible for me. But I really enjoyed getting to be the first one to look at the footage and play around with it and stuff. But yeah,
Leave in little Easter eggs and just stop telling anybody and just have stuff popping
yeah, I
up.
should have. I wish I did that. Like the Fight Club thing, I'm just
Yeah.
having a porno frame for no reason in the middle of a match. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Brilliant. Look, like I said, it's been a pleasure having you on. Always welcome to come on the podcast. If you ever want to come on for any other reason, let us know.
I love popping on. I love talking.
Yeah,
So
there you go. It's a place to talk. Lads, be sure to subscribe to Looks. Looks, where can people find your podcast?
Podcast is What's Wrong With You with Luke Barry, and it's on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. I also upload the weekly ones on my YouTube channel, so just search Luke Barry on YouTube. I'm there, but at the Big LB on Twitter, so it's at the Big ELBEE spelt out, and on Instagram and on TikTok as well. All at the Big LB.
Yeah, but there, lads. We'll have links in the description. Your name will be up on screen as well, so everybody can go subscribe and follow you wherever you are. Also, again, lads, subscribe to our channel, Irish Wrestling 8. We're on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, wherever else there is stuff. We'll try and upload daily onto our videos. But how have you found the YouTube Shorts? Actually, was something we've branched into. Like
YouTube
trying
Shorts
to post shorts every day just to have something active on the channel to be, the algorithm.
Yeah. I started kind of doing. I started doing a little bit of YouTube Shorts. I started doing a little bit of Reels on Facebook, because after, just for yourselves, Facebook are after pumping a lot of money into Reels at the moment,
really?
So they're really boosting them in their algorithm. Like I've been putting up pretty useless videos that are getting thousands of views, so that's fun. I put up a 6-second video last week, and it got, I think overall something like across TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, it got like 10,000 views, and it's the dumbest joke I've ever done.
Was that the sweaty balls?
It's a sweaty balls joke, and it's the response I've gotten from it is incredible. So yeah, people want dumb short jokes. That's what I've noticed.
This is it. Like 7 seconds, then there's like 7 to 10 seconds attention span is what they're looking for now. It's like, okay,
that's what I wanted to do. I was testing stuff for work. I test stuff.
Yeah.
That I need to do work on my own page. So like if I'm testing short videos, longer videos, whatever. And I went, what can I do that's 7 seconds long? And I was flicking through Twitter, and actually CBL posted up saying grand day for drying. And the punchline of that joke came to me, and I went, I'll record that. 5-second video, whatever it is. Walking up the Burma steps in Cove, put my phone down, press record, made that joke, uploaded it, 10,000 views.
Brilliant.
The dumbest joke ever.
But that's the way it is at the minute. Social media, like people are on TikTok. Some of the videos you see on TikTok are just like, what's going on? What is it? What does it mean? And then next thing you know, they're fucking 10 million views on the fucking video.
That's the thing. I've put like serious effort and work into videos and stuff. I've gotten like 40 views, and then you do
I fucking edit and fucking interviews and podcasts there that are 1 hour, 2 hours long. And I'll spend fucking 3 or 4 days trying to finish it, and you're like a week later it's like and then you put up a short, and within a couple of hours it's fucking a couple of thousand views on it. It's like, okay,
but hope is that one will feed the other.
I know that's
and
the plan. Well, the subscribers have gone up
generate
through
an audience.
the subscribers through shorts has fucking shot up.
Yeah.
They like everybody who watches shorts just automatically subscribes because it's that quick. It's just a boom, boom, next one. So if you can get them, they just watch. What did somebody called it? Can't remember what somebody called it when they continue just watching your videos. It's like constant, and then their watch hours go up, and it's just by watching shorts and shorts and shorts.
Yeah, since I started doing shorts, my watch hours have been crazy.
Yeah,
but like I never really put effort into my YouTube channel. I would have uploaded on it fairly frequently a few years back, but I never really. It was just I have a video, stick it up. I have a video, stick it up, and I kind of started looking at it, I suppose, to push the rest of my content over the last maybe 2 weeks, and since just gardening it effectively, like, and putting a little bit of work into it, you can see the hours going up on it.
Yeah,
mad.
Brilliant.
There you go. A bit of inside talk for any content creators like that.
Get on the YouTube shorts. Just take fucking 10, 15 seconds out of any interview or podcast you do.
Yeah.
Put it up there either before or after your actual full feature length or whatever it is goes up, and get people to watch it. Then you never know.
And Facebook Reels as well. Everybody get on that.
Definitely get on to Facebook Reels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, look, been a pleasure having you on. Always nice to talk to you, and we will see you Saturday at the keynote for Hooked on a Feeling.
RC dub.